Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at another X-Men. From the Marvel Legends series, this is the Nightcrawler, or Nightcrawler for short. And now, technically, our reviews have been solely based on the X-Men team from the 1990s, 91 series to be exact, with Jim Lee and the X-Men Gold and the X-Men Blue team. But unfortunately, at that particular time, Nightcrawler here was not on either team. He had moved across the pond, as it were, and joined a mutant group called Excalibur, shown here. Now, if I was to have my preference and think about it, I would say that they would have put Nightcrawler here on the X-Men Gold team. I don't really have a good reason particularly for saying that. However, I did pick up this comic. It's Uncanny X-Men 300. Uncanny X-Men was the title where the X-Men Gold team ran around in. And of course, you know, you see Wolverine and Cyclops here on the cover. So, you know, at this point, this was 1993, they kind of were using all the characters, and that's kind of one of the fun things the X-Men got to do, is they weren't really limited to characters. But getting back to the subject, if you open this up, and the first character you see there is Nightcrawler, and that's pretty neat. And this was a good story, had a lot of action and stuff, and mostly featured the X-Men Gold team, and then you kind of pulled Wolverine and Cyclops in. See, here they all are with Professor X there. But anyway, again, like I said, if they hadn't introduced Bishop and they were going to use another X-Men, I think they would have been hard-pressed to find a better X-Men for the team than Nightcrawler. But anyway, I've already spent about 3 minutes talking about him. Let's talk about the toy. As you can see, it is in a Marvel Legends box. X-Men here, Nightcrawler, Hasbro, and it is a part of the Build-A-Figure wave. At the top it says Wendigo, and you got a little X there at the top. On this side of the box you have a nice picture of Nightcrawler looking all angry and aggressive, I guess. Same picture on this side of the box. On the bottom of the box you have some words and barcodes and things, and on this back of the box you can see Nightcrawler there, and then you have the Build-A-Figure of the Wendigo and the other characters in the line. You had the Wolverine from X-Force, Marvel's Cannonball, which was very controversial because he had no legs, Marvel's Boom Boom, Marvel's Guardian, Nightcrawler, and Mr. Sinister himself. And you had a whole bunch of more words and stuff at the bottom. And there was a slight read up on the top of the box if you wanted to take a look at that. Let's zoom in. And there you go. You can pause the video there, read it to your heart's content, but we are going to continue on our way. So that is basically Nightcrawler in the box. Nobody wants to see him in the box. I know I don't. So let's go ahead and get this guy out and see what he can do. And here we have Nightcrawler out of the package. And out of the package, he stands at approximately 6 inches tall. And he comes with 4 accessories, plus a Build-A-Figure part. And taking a look at the Build-A-Figure part, basically, it's an arm. You have the Wendigo's left arm, and it's big, massive, and beefy, and it can bend and do all sorts of stuff. But you know what? We're not going to build the Wendigo figure, so I really don't care about this, so we'll figure out something to do with this later. Alright, you can see he has 2 alternate heads, and we'll take a quick look at those a little later. He has an alternate hand, which is kind of a grappling hand, and a kind of a weird open hand, so he's kind of like clawing or coming at you. It's kind of weird. And he has a nice little saber, very well done sword, 4 inches long, and it is very, very detailed. It's at the hilt here, nice and gold, painted silver, and we'll take a quick look at that later on as well. But first off, let's take a closer look at the little blue elf himself. And taking a closer look onto Nightcrawler's head, you can see it's very nicely done. He has some nice black and blue washed hair up there. Nice bright blue for the face. Black eyebrows. You can see some nice yellow eyes. Some dark circles underneath. Sculpted ears look very nice and pointy. Coming down to his turtleneck, black jumpsuit with the red going down the center, and the shoulder pads here very nicely articulated. He has some nice red and white gloves coming down here. Those are very, very well done. Doesn't have any type of belt, so to speak of. Black pants, similar boots as he does with the gloves, red and white to cover his feet, and that's pretty much it for his costume. On the back you can see same thing, and you get the tail that comes out very nicely done. Nice twist and curves to it, and doesn't actually stretch out or anything. It's kind of molded in that way, but that's okay. I like that. That is very nice, very nicely done. It does have kind of a little mark there on the back of his leg, kind of a trademark or serial number, what have you, and he's got some writing on the bottom of his feet, but that's not important right now. So anyway, that is it for what this guy looks like, and it is a very, very nicely done Nightcrawler. I think they did a real good job on this guy. Alright, moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head, this guy is so articulate. His head can go 360 degrees. It is on a swivel and a hinge, so it can go down a lot like that, and it can go up a lot like that. That is so crazy. And he can like tilt and up and down, so basically anything you want to do with his head, you can do it. So shoulders, they can go all the way around 360 degrees. Just mind the shoulder pad here. And he has a bicep swivel that goes all the way around. He has a double elbow joint, which gives you a full good range like that. And he has a wrist swivel, which goes all the way around, and he has some nice articulation in this particular hand. It can go out and in very nicely. The shoulder ball joint, I don't know. Yes, it is there. There is a ball joint right here, so it can kind of go in and out as a butterfly joint. I thought there might have been one in there. I was messing around with it earlier. Alright, he has a nice ab crunch. As you can see, it comes right here. It can go straight down a lot, and it can go back a lot, so he can get a lot of sit-ups in. Waist swivel right here. It can go all the way around. Just mind the tail. And speaking of, we could turn it around, and the tail. It is articulate. It can go all the way around 360 degrees. And that's about it. Again, like I said, it's bendy, but you just can't get it to stay other than the way it's molded. Okay. Coming up, his leg can go up a lot, but again, with most Marvel figures, it can't go back that much because of the butt that gets in the way. It can go out to the side a little, such as that. That's pretty neat. He does have a thigh swivel right here. Goes all the way around. And a double knee bend. Gets you a lot of great motion, and he needs a lot of great motion. He was an acrobat after all. And bring that up. And the feet. The foot is on a hinge, as you can see here. It can go up a lot, that's crazy, and it can go back a lot, which is crazier, and it can circle all the way around. So wow, that is some nice articulation. I'd like to get this guy. He can get in all sorts of cool poses and all sorts of stuff going on there. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, that is basically it for his articulation. And for his first accessory, and only accessory technically, that's not a part of his body, we have his sword, and he can hold it really well in the weapon holding hand, and you can see got a good grip on it. It's not going anywhere. Very nice, proportionate to his body and himself. So it's like 2 inches shy of his entire height. So that is cool. So he can hit it, and he can put it in all sorts of different poses, do some slashing actions. That is pretty cool. And here is his alternate right hand. It is similar to his left hand in the fact that it's just open and they're kind of in a grabby position and a jumping as a kind of poof, bamf, bamf, rawr, kind of look to it. No, nothing too impressive about that other than, you know, he can't hold his sword with that one. So, but it kind of matches the other hand that he already has on. And here's our first alternate head. It is a very angry head. It is still nicely done too. It is painted blue. He has his mouth open, fangs sharp. He's very angry. The top of his face here is all black, and his eyes still angry yellow. So, wow, that is a very angry Nightcrawler. Don't really want to meet him like that. So. And for that Nightcrawler that we all know and love, here he is with his second alternate head, a very happy Nightcrawler-y face. So yeah, I like this one. This is the one I think I will display him with. He's got a nice smile there, and he's not hating the world, and so that is really nice and fun for him to have. And I want my Nightcrawler to be happy, not angry and fearful or stoic. I think of Nightcrawler like this. And full comparison, here Nightcrawler is with a couple of the other X-Men. You have Gambit, Jubilee, Colossus, Professor X, and Jean Grey. So yeah, I think he looks really, really nice with this group. And it was a shame that he was off doing Excalibur stuff when the X-Men here were forming different teams. But let's see how he would really look on the X-Men Blue team. Get it? An X-Men Blue team? Because they're all kind of blue. See? Blue. Archangel, Beast, Iceman. Okay, he's kind of white, but, technically they colored him blue in the comic. Cyclops, who's wearing mostly blue, and yes, okay, Psylocke is purple, which is kind of a variant of blue, and it's kind of sexist if you don't have a female on the team. Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. Moving on. And this has been the Marvel Legends Wendigo Build-A-Figure Nightcrawler. And I love this guy. I don't think that you can do an X-Men group without including Nightcrawler. He's just one of the funny, cool characters. And again, like I said, even though he was absent from the X-Men group in the 90s, he still came over in the crossovers, and as you saw in the beginning of the video, they featured him in some of the more classic anniversary episodes, because he was there in Giant Size X-Men #1, which I guess was kind of the beginning. Nightcrawler has a lot of good articulation. He has a couple alternate heads I think are really great, but really the smiling face here is how I've always remembered him as kind of a goofy little Joker guy. So yeah, that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed our look at Nightcrawler. Stay tuned. We got another X-Men coming up who was on both teams and neither team, and will be the transition for our next group of X people that we're going to look at. So guys, I hope you have a great night, and I'll catch you later.